Hi, everyone. I'm a little scrappy today, but it's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Tuesday. Instagram is live, and so is YouTube. We've moved the time. I've moved the time on Tuesdays from 10 a.m. Hi, Melissa, to 11 a.m. Yay! So it seems like, hey, a good thing. On Tuesdays, we have either for a list, I don't know. On Tuesdays, we do the new moon or the full moon ritual, if that is the week of our lunation. And then on the other Tuesdays, which would be today, we'll have a little bit of a tangent, a discussion as it pertains to healing and to wellness or the astrology or whatever's coming up for the community that needs to be shared and talked about, or that I'm getting a lot of feedback from the community that you all want to talk about. And then in the second half of the hour, towards the end of the hour, usually around that 40-minute mark, we'll start to do some live tarot questions, okay? But we'll do that at the end. It's always first come, first serve. You all will just type your questions in, and you can ask one question per person. It needs to be phrased in a way that can be answered yes or no, because it's a single card pull and just for our setup today. Hi, you guys. Hi, Jill. As you all come into the room, either, hey, on Instagram or YouTube, just say hi, little comment section. So Tuesdays are our days that it's a little less formal. Sometimes I have major things that I want to bring to you, and then sometimes it's just a little chatty and housekeeping. There's not much housekeeping for the Unicorn Wellness community right now. We just had our full moon ritual here in Brooklyn over the weekend. We're still feeling that energy, and for me personally, my energy is a little low today. Going very slow. In my personal chart, there's a lot of transits because of things happening in Taurus. So I'm just going really slow. So it's part of why I backed up Tuesday from 10 a.m. to 11 a.m. for me to be present for you all and really have the most energy and the most purpose. I needed a little more time in the morning. So yeah, just say hi. Again, right now we're just in a just press play moment as a community. On the site on UnicornWellness.Studio. And today that's really what I want to talk about before we get to the live tarot readings, is the movement as a healing pattern and as a healing modality. And I really want you all to participate in this today. I know most of the time it's like, you guys come, you're so good and listening and soaking up and taking what I'm giving and putting out there. But today I really want your communication, your experience, and your feedback on really talking through movement as a healing modality. I'm going to check in on the comments. And you guys, I need my glasses, but the glare is so bad, you may not care, but sometimes it bothers me. Shauna's on the beach today. I want to be on the beach. I have my beach clothes on. Does that count? It's finally warm in Brooklyn. Hi, Cynthia. Good morning, Chris. Okay, you guys. Well, we can just kind of head into the basics, right? Big full moon in Scorpio. Things we didn't mention about it in the full moon ritual, either on YouTube or live in Brooklyn, was that it's a blue moon. So blue moons are one of two things. They're either the second full moon in a single month, or they're the third moon out of 4 full moons in a cycle, when there's often only 3. So what does that mean? It just means that it was extra special. It's got some extra juice to it. So Scorpio is the depth of our emotions, and it's the things that we either don't trust or we don't trust with other people. So I think that if you're feeling tired, a little raw, a lot of anxiety, then it's just part and parcel of this moon of letting go. Release and transformation look like a lot of things, but it's always uncomfortable. Let's be honest, right? I totally put myself in the bath this morning. I was really having a hard time. I've got a tiny bit of a cold. My whole house has had it, and it held out literally until like I left the full moon ritual on Saturday. And I was like, unbelievable. Well, at least it waited. Looking at the comments. Oh, good. Yeah, yesterday's full moon tarot reading. Hi, Karen. We we'll refer back to, and Connie, hi, you guys, refer back to, so we've got YouTube and Instagram going today. And we've shifted the time, so it's going to be a little weird today. And I'm pretty low energy and going really slow. So happy Tuesday. Like, what are you going to do? I did set myself in the bath. I had a great meditation, and I've got all the bowls of crystals everywhere nearby today. Um, so this full moon is really, you know, big, and we're still shaking it out. Yesterday's tarot reading, lots of beautiful feedback from you all in private messages and direct messages in the private Facebook group of how right on it is and was and felt. So this is why we do it. Yeah, and this head cold. So I want to mention this, right? Especially as a wellness practitioner and like your wellness practitioner, and this being your wellness home. Having a sickness isn't always a bad thing. On the energetic level, it's a clearing and a cleansing. So I kind of went, oh, duh, no wonder my whole house. And it's mild, but this little head cold that's making its way through is like a hanger-oner, and it's like real mellow. So it's like this tiny little like octopus that's like sapping this minor energy from us. But it's very much I see it as a call to self-care, right? Go slower, extra bath time, go slather in essential oils. Every sickness, every disease is an opportunity to heal. And I get to sit here and say that over and over and over for years and years and years and years. I've had a thyroidectomy. I have celiac. I have definitely lived and struggled and now maintain and have cracked my food code. And I don't really consider myself having IBS anymore because I understand how to navigate it. Have had multiple layers of injuries and illnesses and sicknesses, and know that they're always a call to healing and shedding. Postnasal drip stuff, so anything running down the back of your neck and into your throat, is sadness and sorrow and grief and mourning and loss. So when we finally get a place where things can shake out and start to release and drain, this is really constructive. Okay. So if you guys, New York is kind of stirring around, but my house, man, it has just hung on. I thought I was going to get to skip it. And then it was like, I had my full production week, everything, all the videos are shot for you guys for June. We had the full moon ritual. And then like instantaneously on the walk home from the full moon ritual, I was like, oh, okay. All right. Release, drop down, kind of tanking out a little bit. So sickness, illness, injury, disease, disorder, these are all an opportunity to heal. Okay. And so when it gets caught in particular in the lungs and the chest, that coughing, right? This is also stashed sorrow and loss, usually. And I've dealt with this for years. I used to have chronic sinus infections. And again, why I teach what I teach is I've spent a lot of time sick and injured, and like would go do all the practical things, and it just wasn't enough, or it wasn't the right variation. And I teach what I needed, and then I bring it to you all so that we find our unicorn tribe, those of you who are super sensitive, very psychically connected, very divinely aligned, and have a home for you to really help balance in the humanity and the divinity, because it's always both. Like, be really clear. And this mood is pushing us to release the deepest, darkest secrets, the deepest, darkest dark, the things that are holding us back, the things we have not wanted to look at, or the things we just weren't really willing to let go wholeheartedly of. So this little bit of sickness, I kind of go, I ain't mad at you. Like, I see you. There's some release happening here. This is just how it rolls. So when your body is at its lowest, is when it's calling you to be its most attentive to it. So what is it telling you, And if you don't make cognitive sense out of it, it's okay. It's okay to just cry. It's okay to just be angry. It's okay to chat. It's okay to just feel and then go, I need an extra bath this morning. I need to get on the mat. I sent you all who were live with me yesterday on Monday, like, out of the room, out of the video, go get on your damn mat. I'm here, and I totally want to connect with you all live as often as I can, because we're scattered all over the world. But you don't need to be doing this to show up for me. You still need to take care of you, right? You know your body best. You know what it needs. Often when we're feeling low, there's kind of this like, do I need to get on the mat, or is that pushing the system? So I'm going to check in on the comments, and then this is a good segue into what I wanted to chat with you all about today. Then we'll get to the live readings somewhere around the 30 or the 40-minute mark. Okay. I'm just looking, and this is, see, I need my damn glasses, right? Yeah, the emotional explanation of the junk and they're like, Dripping and mucus is like silent sadness and tears. It's like stuck in the physical body. So, from the physical level, your Epsom salt baths to help detox and to hydrate, tons of hydration, water and tea. I'm a big fan of smoothies while everybody's got the sickies in my house to help alkalize and bolster things. I don't do supplements. I do whole real food stuff, and we keep honestly, our food really clean in this house. So we don't tend to have a lot. And then when we do, it's usually over in 4 days. This one has not been a 4-day process, and the food's been a little off the rails for my kids because they've had a lot of social endeavors, which is like just proof in the pudding of like how much our nutrition supports our system and our health and our wellness and our vibration. So yeah, sinuses have been bad. So this grief and loss around the mother wound and Mother's Day and this Scorpio moon, because Scorpio is the deep feels, and it keeps pointing and poking at the mother wound and some of the father wound for us too right now. So just keep working on it. Be aware, allow it to go, right? And the mat, so here we go. You guys are so good. You guys are going to help everybody out in the room. I love it. Okay. So here's the transition today. Just so you know, I'm not completely a scatterbrain, but I do have notes. We'll see where it goes. So I just have kept getting the push and the call to talk through, movement as a healing modality. And again, for those of you who are members of UnicornWellness.Studio, y'all know this now. But I would love kind of a show of, emoji hands. Like, who knew this before you became a member of Unicorn Wellness? That we talk about, there's wellness and then there's unicorn wellness. And really, we need to go back another step. There's fitness, there's wellness, and then there's unicorn wellness. So I come from the fitness industry, and for most of you all in the last few years, you really know me, having a fitness career, right? And coming in on the very beginning of our launching our online offering as a fitness platform. Cool, great. Movement is unbelievably healing, but we look at movement and fitness capacity in our social, like societal structure, and it becomes the manipulation of the physical body to get a result. I mean, that's what fitness is. X amount of calories in equals X amount of calories out. If I go and lift heavy things, and I hyperload with protein, shakes and blah and powders, then I get muscles. Okay, great. Useful. And I definitely had that time in my life, and I know how to work it, and I understand it. And it can be unbelievably beautifully beneficial for a body. It can also be highly degrading, self-deprecating. It's often about beating the body up and never supporting it into its full fruition. Working in the fitness and the wellness industry for over 20 years at this point, about 6 years ago when we launched the first offering, I was just kind of fed up with it. You guys, the coaches that you see, there are some beautiful, excellent teachers and coaches, smart people out in the world. But a lot of those really smart people are scattered, and you can't get to them. You're not in the same area that they're in, or you can't afford them. Then it gets into an online program, and then it feels very stock and very distanced often. I wanted none of those things. I also wanted you all to know that, a lot of the fitness coaches that you see online on TV, that when they have photos taken of them or when they're teaching a certain workout program, that's not the workout that got them to the body that they have. That's the workout program that they're selling in that day or in that moment. And so there's a disconnect there. There's a dishonesty in that. And that's unfair, because when you see people struggling with their fitness and their health and their wellness, and they're trying all of these things, it's not fair because it's a lie in a lot of ways. It doesn't mean it's not useful or it couldn't work. It's just, I don't do the lie, right? So workouts often get looked at as just fitness, manipulation of the physical body in order to get a physical result. And that can be fun, that can be useful, that can be a goal, and that can be fine. But that's not a full-fledged lifetime practice, and that's not a wellness practice. So I really wanted you all, to go, what do I want to say here? Nothing yet. Okay, so then we have this idea of wellness, right? Wellness starts to go, okay, this is a little more inclusive of lifestyle practices. This is not just about what my physical body looks like. Wellness is about you being healthy from the inside out and feeling good in your body. It has nothing to do with the size or the aesthetics of the physical body. It could have to do with your blood tests, right? Like with your hormone levels. It absolutely has to do with your energy levels and your contentment levels in your day-to-day wellness. So wellness is different than fitness, and the two of them can go together, but they are not synonymous. They're not the same thing. So this bridge into wellness has people looking at like, oh, okay, so it's not just my workout that I need to do, and I'm not trying to manipulate the body. I want my body not to hurt. I want my body to be in a healthy space where I'm not freaking out about my health and my wellness. When I go get my checkup, I want everything to expect it to be good, right? And then when it's not, you go, okay, I can look where to change the dials or where to go. I'm a huge advocate for whole real food sources as a source of medicine and healing. We use Western medicine when and where we need to. I had a thyroidectomy. I have chemical medication I have to take every day in order for me to keep ticking and thriving and be alive. So I'm not saying don't ever do that. I also know, and from working with clients and from my personal experience, that the Western medicine only viewpoint of wellness is not wellness. It is actually, emergency management is what it is. It's not healthcare prevention, and it's not wellness. It's not geared that way. It's okay. Just know what it is and when to use it and how to use it, because it's not going to solve your problems. You going to your doctor is not going to make you well. You're still going to have to advocate for yourself. You're still going to have to educate yourself. And hopefully, because you're near and around and a part of Unicorn Wellness, you go, there are other holistic lifestyle things that have just as much impact or more impact as chemical medications and surgeries. And I want to try those first before we go to the chemical or to the surgical. Or if we're at a place where it has to be chemical and surgical, then I want to do at least the same amount of the lifestyle, wellness, holistic food, herbs, tinctures, essential oils, movement patterns. Here we go. We're getting further into the movement pattern stuff as the other stuff. It is much more healing than just the Western medicine. Remember that Western medicine is pretty young and pretty new, even historically. Ayurvedic and traditional Chinese medicine have been around a whole lot longer. So when you want to look for track records and you want to look for statistics and you want to look for that kind of stuff, look towards Asian cultures. So this is all of these things stirred into one today. I'm looking at the comments real fast and then trying not to lose my whole brain space and then move on for just 1 second. Yeah, so this is the deal. So like Jill said on Instagram, like she's never done anything consistently other than Unicorn Wellness before, because it was always looked as a short-term solution, right? Trying to lose weight, trying to diet, trying to change your food. Hi, you guys. Oh, yay. So Unicorn Wellness and wellness is about a lifestyle, long-term, long game, not about the 30, 60, 90 day. Now, do our bodies and us as humans work with things within these 30, 60, 90 day time periods? Absolutely. But the physical body is actually really slow to change and really slow to transition once we start giving it what it needs in the physical form. Okay. So we've talked about what is fitness? It's really the manipulation of the physical body in order to get a physical result. What is wellness? Wellness is inclusive of the lifestyle practices and looks at not only, your physical attributes of things. It's really not about what the body looks like. Wellness is not about what the body looks like. Wellness is about how the body functions and how it feels. So it has nothing to do with the shape and size of the physical body, which has nothing to do with what I teach. Okay. Nothing. I teach you how to move well in accordance to the muscles, ligaments, tendons, joints, and fascia. I teach you how to heal from the inside out. And it's really about working with your body rather than against it. Okay. So then I'm kind of looking in the comments here, but I think you guys are all talking to yourself, so I don't really need to pop in and out. Hi, guys. So there's a little bit of chat, especially from my YouTubers. If you guys can stick around to the 30 or 40-minute mark, we'll transition to do live tarot readings then. At the top of the hour, we kind of go through some wellness things for UnicornWellness.Studio and the unicorn community at large, just as education and support. knowing that wellness is not just about the physical, right? So Unicorn Wellness really brings in the mystical and the spiritual aspect to it, because my frustration with teaching for years in the fitness and wellness industry was that I can give y'all workouts all day long and they're powerful and we're still going to talk about them, right? And I can tell you what to eat. Y'all do the reset. If you've never done it, quit being obstinate, quit being like, just quit being obstinate. Okay? Because it is a game changer. It's a food education and a food adventure. And there's no more of this, like we're too smart for it to like, I'm doing this diet or I'm doing this diet or I'm paleo or I'm vegan. I'm totally mocking right now because there is no one single solution. The food reset teaches you all how to crack your personal food code in a very thoughtful and logical manner that includes Western ideas of science and healing with traditional Chinese medicine and Ayurvedic, so that you get this blend of alkalizing, healing, and gut healing all together in it. Okay. So food being a powerful transition. Wellness and Unicorn Wellness is inclusive of the physical, on the mat, in the kitchen, in meditation in particular, because it is a healer and it is an expansion and it does up the vibration. But as someone who's worked in the fitness and wellness industry for over 20 years, what I see and what I know and what I knew was that things don't really transition through the physical. They just don't. You apply it to the physical, change does happen in the physical. But if you really want to change your wellness, your life, and truly heal from or of something, you got to get your whole soul and spirit and heart wrapped around into it. All of it. Okay. So it's got to be this full circle experience, and moving from fitness into wellness is a great constructive, path, but wellness into unicorn wellness, because unicorn wellness includes the magic and the spirit component of full healing, because you allow divine source in, you allow Reiki energy, universal healing energy in. You realize that we are frequency and that the physical works with the spiritual, and that there is this beautiful and often frustrating dance between divinity and humanity. So this is what I want to talk about today, is that often our crew of unicorns hears and sees, right, that we need a holistic approach, and then we want the spiritual, and magic is how we explain it around here, right? We talk about magic. And what is magic? Magic is manifestation. Magic is miracles. It's the potential for having something beautiful and wonderful for the positive outcome happen. Okay. So when we talk about healing modalities, most of us really go, okay, cool. I get it. Like, let's go get a massage. Let's go get acupuncture. Let's go get Reiki. This is like, these are the things that we tend to think of when we think of healing modalities. If you actually look at, because I did this is how I work. I looked up the definition of healing, right? And it's to make, solid and healthy, but really just healing means to make better. So when people call themselves healers, and I finally grew into that, title, and it was scary for a long time, healers are people who help make things better. That's all. We hold space, we give support, we give information, we give guidance. Healing is a you job. It's not my job. My job is to give you tools, right, to help you remember, to support you when you don't know and when you don't remember, and to illuminate and go, yes, there are answers. There are constructive ways to heal. But healing is actually on you guys to do, just like it's on me to do for myself, right? So healing really just means to make better. But there was another, definition that I really loved, that it was to reconcile and to harmonize. Yes. Like, I feel that we're all trying to reconcile and harmonize our physical self with our spiritual self, with our soul. That's the end game in this lifetime, in this 3D incarnation. So we have healing, and then we have modality, and modality is like a method, right? And so healing modalities, when you look up that definition, is specific to energy healing, typically Reiki, right? So the unseen, universal light source, direct and, connection to divine spirit and divine source. So when we talk about unicorn wellness and why unicorns, and it's so cute. Yeah, it is cute. And I like unicorns, and I like things to be fun with a little bit of like silly fun edge to it. But symbolically, unicorns offer true and absolute healing to those who are open-hearted, to the pure of heart, to those who believe, right? So they present themselves and offer up true healing, knowing that true healing comes from the inside out. Okay, so they are the symbol of true, unconditional self-love. They're unbelievably unique, but they're also mortal. So they're magical, but they're mortal. They have to eat, they have to rest, they may have to hide because they're magical and people may be hunting them. Like, not to freak you out, but like unicorns have this beautiful depth of symbolism that's not just silly sparkle dust, right? They have this unbelievable capacity to heal because of their unique frequency. Okay. So when we start pulling into like unicorn wellness, it actually has a very deep meaning to me. And I want you all as a community to understand it and to know it, because healing modalities looks like a ton of things. Again, Reiki, massage, acupuncture, theta healing, cranial sacral massage, and oftentimes we are not, as a culture, looking at our workouts as a healing modality. Okay. And I think that for unicorn members and for unicorn community, everybody who's here, okay, then you can really get into these places where I think you guys kind of know better, especially the members of UnicornWellness.Studio who've been on the mat with me. You guys know better that healing happens, right? So if you've ever, raise your emoji hands, had a spontaneous healing in a workout. Now, it usually gets connected solely to yoga, but my baseline of what I teach for you all is based in Pilates with a ton of yogic sensibility, but a lot of functional movement as well. So if you've ever been to a yoga class and been doing certain motions and like, oh my God, all of a sudden you're in tears, that is a spontaneous healing. That's an instigation through the physical into the emotional. Break it open. That's why I'm such a fan of tears. I'm not trying to get you guys to cry in your tarot readings. I'm not trying to get you guys to cry, in your Reiki healings with me. I'm not trying to get you to cry on the mat, but I know that when we have that moment of tears in those sessions, that is the moment of instigating healing. Okay. So it has this capacity to kind of pop things open. Now, I went to yoga for years, and I'm really curious if you guys have had similar experiences. Like, tell me, raise your hands, throw up an emoji. Like, throw up an emoji, that sounded weird, but you know what I meant. That if when you go to a yoga class or a Pilates class, that some certain movement just starts to get the emotions going, okay? That's a spontaneous healing, right? And healing happens in the physical movement. So workouts in my mind and in my teachings have always been about healing. Always. Even when I didn't know they were, right? So I gravitated in the beginning towards Pilates because it inherently heals. It takes care. It was created as a rehab program. It's in attendance to the muscles, ligaments, tendons, the structure of the body. It is a bit of a do no harm workout format. Okay. So it's really cultivated beautifully to go, I'm going to tend to the physical vessel in a way that, allows for emotional and spiritual and intellectual healing to happen. So when you guys get on the mat, and I just want to be extra loud and extra proud, and this is really the soapbox that I wish like so many more people would hear, that when you get on the mat with me at Unicorn Wellness, this is not a random workout. This is not just working out for the sake of fitness's sake of physical manipulation. And it can be used just as straightforward wellness of allowing the body to feel better, to move better, to be healthy and more in sync with itself. But it is about healing. I choose the movement patterns to instigate these connections over time. They may happen on the mat, they may not. But the more you're on the mat with me working in the physical realm and in the physical body, you are practicing a healing modality like every day. If you're not on the mat every day, you guys are typically on the mat about 4 times a week, right? So you're practicing a healing modality for yourself 4 times a week. Forget the fact that I infuse them with Reiki healing by proxy every single time. You're getting this layer of like healing and potential for healing and expansion, and to really remember what it's like to be whole in your soul and in your body over time. And I get emails all the time from you all going like, there was like quivering in this shoulder, and then I was in tears on the mat, and I just turned around and I just laid there and cried, and I went, yes, that's the moment. That's the moment of release and recognition. Then sometimes that just clears it out and you get to go on. That was a little mini healing. So I really want to focus on that healing. We are a spiritual body, a spiritual being having a physical experience, right? Take a breath. I need to take a breath, right? That when we work in attunement with the physical body, we're actually allowing our spirit to get more comfortable in this incarnation and in this lifetime. So although we know we are so much more than our physical body, here's a little news break. Your soul doesn't actually totally know that. Our soul is infinite, right? But this, our physical body, is the vessel in this incarnation. Our body is heaven on earth. So if you look at a lot of religious texts, and we're not talking religion around here, it's all about spirituality, but they often have a note about what to eat, what you can or can't do to the body in order to keep it a holy vessel, right? So it only makes sense that we start to really move in accordance with respect to the system. Okay, so your soul doesn't really know its difference. This is its home. This is what it's got right now. And so if we're feeding it crappy food, if we're ignoring its movement patterns, if we're not moving it, if when we move and work out, we're saying terrible, horrible things to it, or we're beating it up, or we're trying to beat it into submission, or not allow until, for the healing component of it, the healing doesn't happen. So if you've been doing physical workouts and you're like, I've never had a spontaneous healing and it doesn't really make me feel better, it makes me feel shitty. It's because we're in this mindset that you can purchase fitness, which is physical manipulation of the body. It's not about wellness, and it's not about unicorn wellness. Unicorn wellness is about the highest expression of your soul in this lifetime, meaning I want you feeling whole and well and healthy and loving from the inside out, brewing and cultivating unconditional self-love. And the only way to do that really in a physical incarnation in this lifetime is through physical practices and spiritual practices that allow the physical body and the emotional spirit body to integrate better, to make better friends. That's all. Okay. So looking over the notes, did I really hit what I really wanted to say? I want you all who are watching this video, if you are a member of UnicornWellness.Studio, you probably already know this, but if you are not a member of UnicornWellness.Studio, you need to know that the workouts that I teach are not just about fitness, because they're not. They're about your healing. Each one of those videos is a healing modality. Chock full of Reiki love. Like, I want your highest expression. I want you to release all that shit you're dragging around. I want your karma to be raised. Why? Totally selfishly, I have young children. We all have to ascend to our highest version of ourselves in this lifetime in particular if we are going to fix and continue and evolve for the better on this planet. If we want a planet to continue to be here for us to live, for our children, then we all better be at our highest expression. Literally. I won't cry today, I don't think, but that's why. So I'm not here teaching you because I need you to be skinnier. I want to see your biceps. Those are cool. Like, fitness is cool and feeling empowered and strong in your body, awesome. And I am totally your cheerleader and your advocate. But what I'm really concerned about, honestly, is the evolution of your soul. How are you going to show up in this world? To be an activist in this world, to create change, you have to be physically capable of doing it. It takes endurance. It takes energy. It is utterly fatiguing and it is exhausting. So how do we keep up with it? We have to tend to the physical vessel and the spiritual vessel at the same time, which is what happens on the mat at UnicornWellness.Studio. So if you all are not members already, use the damn code. So the only one I can really ever remember is the Instagram one, which is TGIG19 at checkout. It's 30 days free on the site, because coming and showing up for the tarot readings is gorgeous and beautiful, and I will always host you and I will answer your questions. Booking your private tarot readings and your astrology charts, yes. When you book your Deep Dive to Thrive, your 90-minute wellness consultations, yes, I will help you in all of those things. But the thing that's going to help you the most is getting on the mat, because that's the daily practice. That's where the stars hit the concrete. That's where this union of divinity and humanity, this is where the balance of soul and 3D life happen, and it works. So it's like you guys can keep doing and spinning wheels out there and feeling lost. But it's kind of like coming to church once a week, right? Like this Mondays and Tuesdays is a little bit like us gathering for church. Like we can all come in and sing the hymns and we can yell hallelujah and we can pull cards and we can get our answers. If we walk away from this and have no functional practices in place, not going to change a damn thing in your personal life and not going to change a damn thing for the world at large. So you need to be doing those practices. And what are the practices? It's a 30-minute mat exercise, hopefully daily, but if not daily, like 4 times a week. That's cool. The monthly meditation is there. And yeah, I want you meditating daily. Will I take 3-4 times a week? Of course. So will the universe, right? And then you have the tarot readings there that give us a bigger perspective at the new moon, the full moon, and the month at large. So these are the layers, and the goal is to have things in one place in a safe community that speaks to you, that you love, right? At a decent price point, let's be honest. And so I really am here to support and love you to your best self, but I've been talking to a lot of people over the weekend, and the full moon was so big. It's my role often is like feeling like I love you all so much, and I put so much faith in your highest evolution, but y'all aren't putting it into yourselves often. So it's like I can want, but that tends to bleed my energy dry and doesn't create evolution. So all I can really do is hold space, keep showing up, keep running my mouth, hope that something I say hits and triggers so that you show up in the fold and show up for yourself more days than not. That's consistency. And start to understand the distinction between fitness and wellness, and in particular, unicorn wellness. Because unicorn wellness includes the magic, understands that there are miracles, that there is divine energy at play, that we have to work as co-creator with the divine energies. We can't just sit around and wish for things and hope they fall in our damn laps. We are a 3D incarnation on purpose. So we have a physical body that is built to move. It is built to consume whole real foods. The combo of that, you'll figure that out by doing the reset, right? But it's also built to learn and to evolve. And our brains, the analytical thinking cognitive brain, the thing that separates us from the animals, can often separate us from the cosmos as well. So I want smart people. I want us using our brains. But we have to quit navigating from that solely. It's very left brain. It's super patriarchal, and it's just antiquated and old. So we have to bring in more of our intuition, more of our magic, more, and navigate from there. But also understand, as you go through an ascension process, meaning the raising of your personal frequency, it's often your spiritual awakening, right? It gets mucky. You get sick. You've got a ton of aches and pains in the body, and it's like uncomfortable. I am here to help you manage a smoother ascension because energies get stuck in the physical body. So if you are on the mat consistently at UnicornWellness.Studio, that's going to literally take the little broom and sweep out a lot of those micro energies that are getting stuck in the ascension process. And I still to this day don't hear people really talking about this. They're talking about going through ascension. They'll talk about foods. They'll talk about meditation. They'll talk about crystals. Where is the physical practice? We are a physical body. You cannot leave this off the table. And if you are super really into your ascension process, a connection to spirit, evolving your magic to its highest, really being a starseed or a fallen angel, someone who has been placed on this planet to help evolve it to the next level before we implode one more time, right? Then you have to be looking at the physical aspect because we're in a physical 3D incarnation. It matters. Does it need perfection? No, absolutely not. It needs attention, it needs practice, it needs repetition. And we are coming out of an age of such fog and bullshit and lies and degradation and self-deprecation. And women and those who identify as women, the rise of the divine feminine is happening for all, men included, and those who identify as male or masculine. But this is about the rise of the divine feminine. It needs to be empowered, and quite frankly, through the ages, it's exhausted. So we're coming at it from a deficit. So this idea of self-care and from, self-healing on the mat, in the kitchen, anchored in spirit, this is the package that does it. You don't need to go chasing off of, you can. You totally can. You don't need another tarot reader. You might need another astrologer because I only do a certain portion of astrology, but you don't need 17 different practitioners or teachers going to 700 different sites or studios. We need efficiency and consistency because we got shit to do on this planet, and it starts with our personal ascension, our personal evolution, and our personal progress. And guess what? It's the only place it happens. When we learn to really work with our physical bodies, and we learn to love ourselves unconditionally, regardless of what it looks like or what it can do, right? Then we can show up bigger and better in the world. There is constructive change, because the only change that can really happen is personal and internal for ourselves. Okay? So it's 11:40. I want to stick to what I said. We'll transition to the tarot readings. But before we do that, I really love, I can't read all the comments that are going, which is awesome. It's beautiful. Okay? But know that I really want to hear your feedback on it. Like, what is this, experience prior to knowing me or working with me, or Unicorn Wellness, right? Like, as workouts as a healing modality, because it's a big, important topic, and it's one that's near and dear to my heart. And I'll just stand up on that soapbox over and over and over and over, because it changes people for the better. And it's a part of the ascension process, and it's a part of our magic and our healing. And it needs to happen for more of us. Okay? Ask your questions, leave your comments, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're okay. So let me know how you feel about your workouts as a healing modality, how that integrates with your ascension practice, where you feel like that is. And then some of y'all may feel like, yeah, I've always known that. I've done yoga. I feel like that's a little bit of a, yeah, you've done yoga, but yoga doesn't inherently offer healing. And a lot of times the way that it's taught, because it is a physical practice in a physical body, creates compression and creates stuck or too much openness. There's no grounding to it. So again, communication is good, because if y'all communicate with me, I can teach better, I can facilitate better, and I can hold space better for you. That's where it's at. I love you guys. I'm just reading through the comments. Yeah. Okay, here we go. Oh, Kayla, I see you. Okay, so I'm working through things. Okay, here's how this goes, because it's really the only way to manage it. Oh, good. Yeah, I mean, for me, I used to make jokes about exercising my demons. It's not a joke. Like, it's literal. So there you go. Okay, here's how this goes. We're going to run through as many, up to probably about 15, because other than that, I get a little worn out, honestly. Questions. I will pull a single card tarot reading for you all. Instagram will cut us off before YouTube will. So if you all who are on Instagram want to ask questions, do it now so that I can get yours in before it cuts off, or join us on YouTube. Ask a question in a way that can be answered yes or no. I'm a big stickler about this, especially in this format. Okay, and it's basically first come, first serve, those who type fastest, and really concise questions. One question, not the this and then the this and then the this. I'll just skip past it. Okay, so I see some that started because I said we're going to transition, and I want to start over there. So let's answer yes or no. Okay, Rupali, I'm going to start with you because I'm not going to go back too far, but here we go. I'm using the Nicoletta Ciccoli deck again. It's still got these deep scorpionic energies at play right now. I love this deck for Scorpio or Pisces energy. Okay, so Rupali, will Jay give positive response and feel happy if I throw him a hint? Yeah, that's a yes. That's totally a yes. That's the sun. That's the queen bee. I love her in this deck. Can you guys see it on Instagram? Guys, my light, sometimes I love it and sometimes I hate it. On YouTube, it looks fabulous. So this is the sun card, Rupali. This is a yes. I'm trying to show it to where it's not there. Just get it right up in there, right up in the business. Okay, it's a yes. That's kind of like you sitting. This is always like the sitting in your Beyonce energy of like putting little hints out there in a very regal way. And then somebody just comes swooping in. Like, it's just a yes. That's a solid, good, happy, big ol' yes. Okay? Okay, and then Melissa, I'm going to take yours on Instagram because, again, it'll click off sooner than YouTube, and I can still go through the YouTube questions. Melissa, is it safe for you to rebuild a relationship with whoever it is that you're thinking about right now? Okay? Melissa, is it safe for you to rebuild a friendship with who you're holding in your mind's eye right now. That's a yes. This is, I'm going to show it on Instagram too, because her question came from Instagram. This is the Ace of Pentacles. That's an absolute yes. This is like temporary opportunities to generate joy and happiness. It's the red bird of happiness. And her whole thing is about generating joy out of herself. So yes, you can, it is safe to rebuild because you're standing in a different empowered place and you know how to phrase things and you know how to put boundaries on stuff better. Okay. Back to the YouTube questioning. Let's see here. Devdata. Okay, having a hard time, stressed out. May I please know if I will be able to clear the exam coming up on the 27th? Will you clear the exam coming up on the 27th? This is a yes if, because I hear it. It's always loud. Four of Swords is about rest and recuperation and usually about meditation. So Devdata, you said it. You're stressed out and what's saying is like you're not getting enough sleep and not getting enough rest, which just perpetuates stress. I'm showing it on Instagram. That just perpetuates stress. So if you don't take care, again, hey, hello today. If you don't take care of the physical body, our miracles and manifestations cannot come to fruition. So it's always about balance. You need more meditation. Remember that meditation actually can be more restful than sleep. I love for people to know that. So if you feel like you are short on sleep time and you're not getting 7 to 10 hours of sleep a night, yes, I said 7 to 10, then you're derailing the body. Then you're actually in self-deprecation mode and actually beating your system up. You are doing mean things to it. It's almost, I mean, honestly, in my book, when you go on sleep deprivation for so long and people think they can, manage on 4 and 6 hours of sleep, it's nearly like cutting. It's really self-deprecating. So you need more rest and you need more recovery time. But if you really genuinely in the schedule that you're in can't get more sleep, you need to add meditation or a longer meditation. Because meditation can take you into these theta brainwaves and you can get more of this, like what happens in REM sleep of the deep restoration in a shorter period of time. It's pretty magic. And it builds on itself. The longer you have a meditation practice, the more powerful that becomes. Okay? All right. Anjali. I should really put my glasses on, right? This is where the old lady in me comes out. Does your Capricorn guy have feelings for you and sees us in union? Okay, so does he have feelings for you? I get it. Like as a partnership, as an amorous relationship. Anjali. Hello, she's back. That's the sun, so that's a yes. Again, I love the sun in this deck because she's such a queen bee. Like she is like, she's gorgeous and she's on her throne. That's good. So that's a yes, Anjali. Okay, scrolling through. Scrolling. Maria. Okay, will you move to the US with Capricorn this year? Will you move to the US with Capricorn this year? Hi, you guys. If you have questions, those of you who are on Instagram with me, type them in now because we've only got about like 12 more minutes on Instagram and then it'll click off. Okay, so this question is from Maria on YouTube. Will you move to the US with Capricorn this year? I know I'm far behind, but I'm going to get to him. I hear no. Okay, so this is 8 of Cups. This is from Maria on YouTube. 8 of Cups is about walking away from things that no longer serve your highest and greatest good. It often feels pretty melancholy of like, oh God, that you've put a lot of time into it and then it's very emotional and it's great because it's cups, it's emotions. And this one is about loss, but it's an 8, so it's a number of empowerment. And it's always about you doing the walking away because you've recognized that things no longer serve your highest and greatest good. Okay, mama? All right, I'm gonna go back to one on Instagram because it's gonna pop out. Will your topical steroid withdrawal be healed completely in 2019? Well, that's a good question. That's a big old question. Okay, I love this, and it's a 5 of Wands. Okay, especially in this deck. This deck is so good. I love this deck. So this is a yes, but it's one of those yes if. right? We all have the potential for healing. We all have the potential for miracles if we are willing to put the right amount of energy into it, right? And in the right ways, in the right places. So 5 is change. Wands are about bravery and courageousness, right? So you need to be brave and courageous about this transition. You got to get your mind like dead straight on, yes, the healing will be complete. This is about knowledge. So all those red apples falling out from under her skirt. This is really about empowering knowledge from a female perspective of nobody knows your body better than you, and you need to really hone in and advocate from your intuition and from what you know about your physical body. So the answer is yes, but of course it will always be this bit of self-care. Like, how do you keep things on the rails? How do you keep the healing happening? And how do you keep the maintenance from the healing, right? So the snake being, external forces, it can be absolutely like Western ideas of things and too much intellectualizing. But those apples falling off her skirt is really about the feminine intuition and the feminine knowledge of your own body and yourself, and empowering your body through what you know to be true for you, your advocacy of yourself, and your research and experience. 5 is number of change. And remember, those wands are about bravery and courageousness. So yes, be brave, be courageous, but anchor into what you know to be true for you. Okay, cool. Back to the YouTube questions. Kayla, okay, I love that you're asking this question because I wondered this morning. Now, I'm saying, Kayla, you guys, I'm on Instagram too. You guys can message me there anytime, and I have a lot of communication with members, UnicornWellness.Studio members. And so a lot of you too get private readings, or sometimes we just have conversations about things, which I do, okay? So Kayla, I love this question because after we chatted this morning, I really felt like I wondered how true the story was. So Kayla, is your mother being truthful about your conception? I hear yes. Okay, I do. This is the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so Page of Pentacles, Pentacles being the earth element, joy, love, abundance, wealth, finances. It's a yes, and I'm taking time with it because this is a big question, because you asked if your mother was being truthful about your conception. This is a yes, but this is also a call to, okay, Page of Pentacles is a temporary opportunity to plant abundance and love, and to learn how to really generate joy and abundance and love. So these are the butterflies that are hatching, right? This card in this deck is always about self-love and self-growth, meaning that it's about brewing your own happiness. And sometimes you have to release things. It's the whole butterfly thing. You got to let it go for now. This is what the message is. You have to let it go. This is one of those that the timing's off, and you're not going to get straight answers, and you're getting led in this weird spiral because it's not the right time. So you got to back off of it. This is the complete, like, if you let a butterfly go and it never comes back to you, it was never yours in the beginning, but if it comes back, then it was always yours. It's just the journey and the time. So you need to kind of drop it for now. So she is telling the truth, but there's something about the timing that's not appropriate right now. That's what I got for you too. Okay, back to questions on YouTube here, because there's like a slew of them. So if anybody on Instagram wants to ask questions, please do it, because Instagram will kick off here in about 7 minutes. And I'm trying to go back and forth, but I'm trying to get as many as I can on the big old YouTube feed right now. So where we got? Oh, Shauna, send a testimonial. I'll take it. Thank you. Araceli, we have to ask questions today in a way that can be answered yes or no, because I'm doing single card polls. So if you want to rephrase that and type again, you are welcome to. I'm just going straight down the list, first come, first serve. Okay, let's see. Where? Hang on, I'm trying to keep track of them. And then it just jumped ahead. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, it jumped all the way down. That's not what I wanted. Okay, hang on. Just trying to. Okay, wait, Karen, did I already answer one of your questions? Okay, let's do this one. Karen, may you know if you've been manifesting what you have been manifesting, will it be happening soon? Will it be happening soon, Karen? What you have been manifesting, will it be happening soon? Soon being within like 0 to 6 months. This is yes. This is, man, these repetitive cards, they keep, you see me shuffling. So Page of Pentacles, about a temporary opportunity to plant things that will grow, your own happiness. That's a yes. This is a yes. So that's Karen's answer. That's yes. What you have been manifesting will happen soon. Let's see. It keeps popping back and forth in the comments, even though I'm trying to get this, you guys. Delaney Hart, should you cancel the party that is being planned for you? Why do you want to cancel your own party? Okay, should you cancel the party that's being planned for you? Okay, this is the Knight of Cups. I think this is really funny. Okay, so this says yes, but the Knight of Cups is super wily, like totally gets what he's after, like always gets what he's after. It totally wins. It's the knight you want on your side because they're like focused to get the, like outcome. But this shows that there's a bunch of casualties in the way. So it's a yes, you should cancel, but you need to be very careful with how you cancel, why you say you're canceling, who you communicate to and with, because I get that it's like, it can shift some relationships in a very tiny, weird way that won't be mendable. That's so funny. Okay, I have no idea what this party is about, but it's a yes, but you need to tone down the emotions and why you're canceling. Just go very practical and almost like pedantic and a little like zero emotion. Because if you go with what you want to, I hear there's just going to be a lot of casualties and unnecessary BS you're going to have to deal with because of the fallout. Like, yeah, it's your party. You can cancel it if you want to, and you can diva out if you want to about it, but it says not to because it's not worth the fallout. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Okay, here we go. All right, Taryn, am I correct in who I think is supporting me as a spirit when I see a hawk? Oh, I love this question, Taryn. I love practical, day-to-day. Yes, okay. Are you correct in who you think is supporting you at a spirit level when you see a hawk? Yeah, this is Two of Pentacles. So Two of Pentacles is literally the spirit in motion card. So it's always about juggling humanity and divinity and the interplay between the two. And when they actually start to be in balance and in play, really beautiful things happen. But you do have to be patient. There is a long-term energy. But that's a yes. That's just a yes. That's a yes, Taryn. Okay. Shauna, will your meeting with your employee this Thursday have a positive outcome for this job? Okay. And you guys who are on Instagram, if you want to ask questions, go ahead and type them in. You got like 2 minutes left before it cuts us off on Instagram. If anybody wants to book a private personal reading, tandygutierrez.com is the place to do it. If you want to hop on as a member of UnicornWellness.Studio for the monthly tarot readings, the monthly guided meditation, and the new workouts every 3 days, that's at UnicornWellness.Studio. Use the code TGIG19 at checkout for a 30-day guest membership, because this is really where the practical application of the healing modality happens, okay, is on the site. Let's look at this question again, Shauna. Will your meeting with your employer this Thursday have a positive outcome for this job? Yeah, Mama Shauna, that is the strength card. She's fierce in this deck too, because she's like stabbing a dragon. Oh, poor little dragon. But that's a yes. It's like you're stepping into your empowerment in a proper way. It may seem whimsical, right? But a little high-horsed too, but it's a yes. You walk in there with your imaginary crown. You walk in there with your spiritual cape on, and you be very clear about where your strengths lie, about what you want out of things. Allow for them, you're a great listener and you're very open-hearted, but be clear about your directives. Like that little sword, that little spear harpoon. It's like, be really clear. Be clear with your point. So that's a yes. Erica, will your team survive without me if I ignore them while I'm on my maternity leave? Erica, what kind of question is that? I love you. I get to say that because I know her. I'm going to ask your question. Will your team survive? Survive is such a dramatic word, my love. Or is that literal? Is that literal? Like you feel like they won't stay as a team? Oh, that might be literal, huh? Okay, I'm going to ask your question as is. Will your team survive without you if you ignore them while you're on maternity leave? Will your team survive without you? Oh, mama. Okay, this is the King of Cups. King of Cups in traditional decks is very much about you being about emotional maturity. Usually it's about the person being emotionally mature and like dragging everybody else along. I love this in this deck. It cracks me up because as a mom, I often feel this way with my household. I'll just pull everybody along until they figure it out. So this is a bit of that mothering card. You have been pulling them along. Like your emotional maturity is what's driving and keeping everything on course. Yes, they will survive without you being there. And you need to. You need to be on maternity leave. Your focus needs to be there. Okay, but what happens is that you've been dragging them along, like meaning like your mama bear, you support them, you make sure things get through and get done, even if like they're sinking and like they drop the anvil and you're like, the anchor, and you're like, dude, we need to be rowing right now. So your non-presence has the opportunity for them to really step up into their own emotional maturity. So there's this weird thing that you could come back to a stronger team. It says yes, that they will survive. The level at which they survive is really up to them. So you have to release, right? You can't be in all places at once. Your family, your baby needs you on maternity leave. So you're just going to have to step out of that. They will survive is what I hear. And they have the opportunity to emotionally really mature and step forward for the better in the long run. You guys can all ask questions. You have to phrase them in a way that can be answered yes or no. It's just first come, first serve in the comments here, and I'm just scrolling through best I can. Bana, I hope that's how I pronounce it. Will I have a loving relationship with my future husband, or will we have clashes? Six of Wands. Okay, Wands are about bravery and courageousness and leaving home. Six is the number of love. This is a yes if. So yes, you will have a loving relationship. There will always be clashes in relationships, but you can keep the clashes at a minimum if you realize there's a bit of an elephant in the room topic that is the source of your clashes. I don't know if it's a mother-in-law, future mother-in-law, a matriarchal figure of some kind. It's kind of like you need to leave her, that energy, out of arguments and the clashes. It can't always finger point back to that because that's going to break the thing. Like there has to be a leaving behind of that topic, whatever's hitting that clash point like every time. Otherwise, there's going to keep being clashes. Does that make sense? I hear it in my head. I hope it came out in the right words. Okay. 6 is the number of love. There's a lot of love there. And it's brave and courageous to embark on any marriage and relationship. Yes, it can be loving, but there is some topic, white elephant in the room, that keeps getting poked and triggered at, and it's not the most loving, and it's not emotionally mature, and that needs to be left alone. Then things can be very loving. Oh, good. Oh, good, you guys. Okay. You guys are doing so good in helping. Thank you. Cynthia, is your exhaustion this past month, is it solely related to stress? Cynthia, is your exhaustion solely related to stress? That's a yes. And she's back again too. This is the Ace of Pentacles. She's about brewing your own happiness. So there's a temporary opportunity in the cosmos, I mean, hello, after the full moon, to really look at what brews happiness for you, what generates joy. We all actually generate our own joy. So when we get in places of being really fatigued and really drawn out, it's because we're not doing enough of what brings us joy. We're not replenishing enough. So that's a yes, Cynthia. It is only stress. So look at what you haven't been doing that brings you joy, that helps amplify and fill you up. I love her because she's a balloon with little red birds of happiness coming out of it, right? Do more of what brings you joy. Maria, you're welcome. Okay. Let's see. You guys are doing really well with helping me. Thank you so much. I'm trying to scroll through. Let's see. Okay, hang on. I'm trying to catch everything, which is impossible too. So if I miss you guys, I'm so sorry. Oh, thank you, Crafty Tarot. My Instagram is Tandy_Gutierrez. If you search hashtag Unicorn Wellness, though, it'll come up. Like, you'll find me. Let's see. You guys are good. I'm scrolling through. Okay, hang on. For some of these, because they were back so far, I hope I'm not repeating. I try to only do one per person, and I genuinely want everybody to get their question answered. So I think I'm at the end of the comments now. So Afra, let me answer this one. Will your love, Omar, will he propose soon? Okay, Afra, will Omar propose soon? And if for some reason at this stage in the game, I haven't answered your question and I haven't answered a single question for you, rewrite it at the bottom in a way that can be answered yes or no, and I will get to it, okay? Will Omar propose soon? Wow, okay, man, some of these cards that just keep coming out, right? Page of Pentacles. So I hear yes out of this. She's a very positive yes in this one, right? Because Paige is the student learning how to grow abundance. But there's always a call in this card to grow your own abundance. So I hear yes. I hear 6 months. That's soon. It may feel long, but that's soon. But love questions, I gotta be honest, you guys, I don't love questions because there's two souls involved. They have free will. They can change their mind after this reading and then the reading changes, right? I like to be accurate, so sometimes when it involves other people and questions about other people in particular, it's a little more challenging to be as accurate because they have free will as well. So, there's that. Let's look. Okay, Ashley. Let's see. Is your ex Julian in a relationship with someone else? Why does that matter? I'll answer it. But again, relationship stuff gets tricky. I love for questions to be self-centric. What can I do to move forward for my highest and greatest good? Messing with other people is like looking at somebody else's homework sheet. Like, keep your eyes on your own paper. What will evolve you to your highest and greatest good? What are the next steps for you to move forward for the highest and greatest good, for your manifestation, for your benefit, for your abundance, for your self-love, right? But let's try this one, Ashley. So is your ex Julian in a relationship with someone else? I mean, as a reader, like if you came to me with in a one-on-one, I'd be like, what is it you really want to know? What's the outcome and the goal of that? Because if it's an ex, then that's somebody else's business, right? But there's a card flipping over. So are they in a relationship with someone else? Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is about mastery and doing things over and over. It's a creative energy, but okay, here's what I hear. Repetition is mastery, but you have to be really careful with what you keep repeating, right? So there's, mastery in negative behaviors as well as positive behaviors. Whatever we repeat, we generate. So when your question is your ex with someone else? I hear yes. But again, my pokey at it is why does that matter? What's the real goal? What's the real question? What's the thing you really want to heal that really concerns you, that worries you, that bothers you? Focus on the self, and then that's when things really evolve and move forward. Again, somebody else's business is somebody else's business. There's something manipulative here, right? And I don't know if it's him or you, but that's a yes. He is in relationship with somebody else, but there's something about the repetition of I hear toxic behavioral patterns. So get creative about how to work your way out of that in a constructive way. You guys, my Instagram, oh, you guys, that's good. It's Tarot_Gutierrez. Thank you guys. But if you look for hashtag Unicorn Wellness, it'll come up there. Elaine, has your ex changed and is coming back? He's been coming up in all your readings. Has your ex changed? One question, so which one? Is he coming back or has he changed? Probably the changed is the one that you want to know, right? But again, love questions, man, y'all. I like to keep things self-centric, to ask questions about yourself. Maybe next time I'll implement that. We can only ever really deal with ourselves. That's it. That's it. Okay? And when we start to really focus and deal with ourselves and grow self-love and self-centric behavior in a constructive way, then the other stuff, then how we manage the ebb and flow of others is really different in a good way. But Elaine, has your ex changed? And is he coming back? Let's see what we get. Oh, that's a no. That's not changing. So 9 of Swords. 9 of Swords is like I hear repetition of negative behaviors again, so loud. 9 is typically about cycles ending and karmic closures. The relationship needs to be closed and ended. His ego is so blown up and he's trying to put himself in this very sweet form. It's not, it's false. Loud. Yeah, don't buy it. Don't believe it. Yeah, don't go there. Leave it be. Okay. Safak, I don't think I answered yours yet either. Does Nurlan think of you and have romantic feelings? Does he have romantic feelings for you? Do we ask this one last week? I mean, we can ask it again. I'm just curious. 6 of Swords. This is one of those odd cards. Okay, so Swords, intellect, acumen, thought process, but this isn't all this water, so it's got to do with emotional, programming, subconscious programming. 6 is the number of love. Does he think of you? Yes, but it's got this melancholy to it. It's like you guys are just missing timing, and it just never seems to work out. 6 of Swords is typically being ushered off of the island for the highest and greatest good, moving on to new things and different territories. So he does think of you and he does have romantic feelings, but they're conflicted and melancholy, and it needs to move to another space. Like you need to be ushered off into another island. This melancholy is kind of this like stuff that'll never hit the ground. Like if you want the drama and the emo for a little while, sure, like embark on relationship with him, but this is not a long lasting life partnership. Okay. Thank you, Crafty Tarot. Let's see. All right, you guys. One, I think. All right, Crafty Tarot. Is Jennifer ready for expressing her love to me? Is Jennifer ready for expressing her love to me? Is Jennifer ready to express her love? I love this card so many times today. Crafty Tarot, this is the Sun. And in this deck, she's the Queen Bee. She is ready to step into her true place into the Sun. It's a very empowered, very confident space. That's a yes. And little bees, time to get busy. I mean, that's fun. That's a totally fun pull for you. And thank you for being here today. Okay, I think one more, if there's one more here that we haven't done. One question per person. Gerda, if you... Araceli, did we miss yours? I thought I did. Oh, Crafty Tarot, that's hysterical. If you really did pull that same card. Well, there you go. So you got your confirmation. Okay, Araceli, is Mike interested in you? That'll be the last one I take, unless Gerda, if you want to type a specific question that can be answered yes or no, I am happy to answer. And then that's it. So that'll be the last one for Gerda. If you'll frame, if you'll just ask a question that can be answered yes or no. And then Araceli, your question, is Mike interested in you? Is Mike interested in you? So 2 more questions, Araceli's, and then Gerda, if you'll type one single question that can be answered yes or no, I'll take yours as the very last one. Is Mike interested in you? This is 10 of Pentacles. That's a yes. That's really fun. Okay, so 10 is fresh starts and new beginnings. Pentacles being abundance, joy, love, finances. So that's all a big old yes. This is interesting because the 10 of Pentacles in particular in this deck, this is like hopping off the wheel of life, like in a lifetime that karma can be finished up. It can really be completed. Mike may actually be a life partner because, that's a big old yes. I hear yeah. That like you can kind of get off like the dating wheel a little bit. Now, I don't know how soon that is, but it is a yes. And fresh starts and new beginnings and abundant love and joy. Okay. You're welcome. Gerda, okay, last one. You're signed up for a new, let me see, school. Is it finally the right thing for me? Is this new school the right thing for you? Okay, so is it, Gerda, I think I get like, the new school, the new job, the new direction. Is this new direction the right life path for you? Is that where we want to go? Yeah, okay. Is this new direction the proper life path? So this will be the last tarot question. Thank you guys so much for being with me today. Is this new life path the right direction for you? Yes! Okay, I love this. This is 7. This is the Chariot, right? Major Arcana. So the Major Arcana have to do with soul level endeavors, things that are connected to your spirit. Chariot's always about things coming through that you've been working on for a long time. Now, this one would say that because it's about school, this is a yes, that you need to get through school, then things will come through because this is the path and the pattern that you've chosen. I always like to say that 7 is not lucky number 7. What is luck? Luck is when preparation meets timing. Number 7 is about self-work, self-help, preparation, then the timing will come a little bit further down the path. So this is a yes, and it's beautiful, okay? It's beautiful. Beautiful, 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 beautiful. Oh, good, Crafty Tarot. And Gerda, you're so welcome. Okay, so with that, we will end things for today. Thank you all so much for joining me for the live tarot. So every Tuesday, about that 40-minute mark, the rest of them are live tarot readings. We'll close out for today. I do start at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, so I'm on for like about an hour and 20 minutes. Do a little bit of talking at the beginning of the hour and then into the tarot readings for you all. If you all would like to book a personal reading, it's at tannygutierrez.com. And you guys were so awesome today with helping each other. Thank you. My Instagram's Tandy_Gutierrez. On all the videos underneath, you'll find all the links to find me in all the places. If you all are interested in the healing modality and the daily workouts that are written in accordance to the current astrology that I teach, there's also the new moon, the full moon, and the monthly tarot reading, and a monthly guided meditation at UnicornWellness.Studio. All of those things are done in accordance to the current astrology and the channeled information that I get and bring through to help you all harness and balance the energies at play for the highest ascension of your soul in this lifetime and for the highest wellness, really balancing this 3D human body, dense body, with our celestial divine energy. All right. So I love you all very much. Thank you so much. I will see you next week. So I'm live on Monday and on Tuesday. You guys can ask questions in between. Find me on Instagram. Find me on Facebook. I love you all very much. There's also a code underneath for 30 days guest membership on the site at UnicornWellness.Studio. Use it. Just try. It will transform things for those of you who are really honing your psychic gifts and techniques. This amps it up even more. So more vibration raising because every video has Reiki healing integrated into it. And there it is. Okay. I love you all very much. And I will see you next week.